Following the brutal conflict at Kurukshetra, a heavy silence descended upon the land. King Yudhisthira, burdened by the immense loss of his subjects, sought to find peace after the violence. He began a solemn journey toward the battlefield, accompanied by his brothers and a procession of noble sages. They traveled in beautiful chariots, decorated with gold, moving with a sense of purpose and gravity. The air was filled with the sounds of horses and the quiet contemplation of those seeking solace. This was the moment when the king moved toward the grandfather of his dynasty to witness the final act of a legendary life. Upon arriving at the site of the massacre, the group discovered the great Bhishmadeva resting upon a bed of arrows. He lay on the earth, appearing like a fallen demigod from the heavens, still radiating a divine presence despite his wounds. King Yudhisthira and his brothers approached with deep reverence, bowing down to honor the man who had stood as the protector of their lineage. Lord Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, accompanied them, standing as the eternal guide. The scene was marked by profound respect, as the living legends stood before the man who was about to depart this world. The entire universe seemed to gather at this singular point on the battlefield to witness the departure of the chief of the Bharata dynasty. Great sages, including Narada Vasa and many others, arrived to pay their respects to the dying warrior. Each soul situated in the quality of goodness moved forward, recognizing the importance of this final transition. The assembly included Brahmanas, demigods, and kings, all standing in silent acknowledgement of a life dedicated to righteousness. This was not merely the end of a soldier, but the sunset of an era of ancient virtue, as the most powerful souls arrived in quiet devotion. Bhishmadeva, who possessed a perfect understanding of time and duty, received all the sages with grace. He knew the principles of religion according to the specific time and place. While the Lord Krishna was situated in every heart, he stood physically before Bhishmadeva in his transcendental form. Recognizing the divinity of the Lord, Bhishmadeva worshipped him with a steady mind. He understood that even though Krishna moved among them as a human cousin, he was the original personality of Godhead. With deep humility, the warrior acknowledged the presence of the divine, setting the stage for his final, sacred conversation. The sons of Pandu sat silently near their grandfather, overtaken by a mixture of sorrow and profound affection. Seeing their state, Bhishmadeva felt a surge of emotion and congratulated them with love, his eyes filled with tears of ecstasy. He spoke of the injustices they had faced, noting that they had been protected through their adherence to the path of religion. His words were a balm to their weary hearts, reminding them that their survival was a sign of divine favor. Despite the physical pain of his wounds, he found strength in his love for those he had mentored through years of tribulation. Bhishmadeva remarked that the terrible sufferings they endured were caused by the influence of inevitable time. He explained that just as clouds are carried by the wind, every living being in the universe is moved by the unseen hand of time. It was a wonderful and mysterious influence, one that even the most powerful kings could not alter. He marveled at how reverses could occur even when the Pandavas were supported by the Lord himself and the strongest warriors. This served as a reminder that the plan of the divine is often beyond the reach of human logic or philosophical inquiry. He urged Yudhisthira to accept this truth and to fulfill his duty as the administrative head of the kingdom. Bhishmadeva clearly stated that the one they thought of as a cousin was actually the original personality of Godhead. He revealed that Lord Krishna, who moved among the descendants of Vrishni, was the inconceivable source of all creation. Through his own self-created energy, the Lord bewildered even the greatest sages. By speaking this truth, Bhishmadeva broke the misconception of duality, confirming that the very person they loved as a friend was the supreme enjoyer who dwells within the hearts of all living beings. After these revelations, King Yudhisthira asked the great patriarch about the essential principles of religious duties. Bhishmadeva, still lying on the field, began to explain the classifications of castes and orders of life based on individual qualifications. He systematically described both detachment and attachment as methods for achieving spiritual goals. He covered acts of charity, the responsibilities of a king, the duties of women, and the path of the devotee. His discourse was comprehensive and historical, drawing from his vast experience and understanding of truth. Every word he spoke was a guide for the future, providing a structure for right living. Bhishmadeva began by laying the foundation for all righteous conduct. He stated that true duty is never rooted in personal desire or the fleeting rewards of the material world. Instead, it must spring from the quality of goodness and a deep-seated desire to serve the divine will. He explained that a life lived in alignment with this higher purpose is the only one that yields lasting peace. By placing the greater good above individual ambition, one aligns their actions with the cosmic order. This initial lesson served to reorient the king toward a life of service, humility, and unwavering spiritual dedication. He then addressed the complex nature of human roles, explaining that classifications of life are based on an individual's internal nature. Qualifications are not merely a matter of birth or social status, but a reflection of one's inherent capacity for wisdom and action. He clarified that every person has a specific path that best suits their unique temperament. By understanding one's own nature, a person can contribute most effectively to the world around them. This wisdom ensures that society remains a structured and purposeful collective where everyone finds meaning, honor, and a sense of belonging through their daily contributions. Social harmony is the ultimate goal of these diverse roles, according to the patriarch. He explained that when every person fulfills their specific duty, the community thrives and progresses toward higher spiritual goals. This balance prevents chaos and ensures that the needs of all members are met with dignity. He urged Yudhishthira to see his kingdom as a living body where each limb must function in perfect coordination with the rest. When the parts work together, the whole prospers. This interconnectedness is the secret to a stable civilization, where virtue is maintained through mutual respect and shared responsibility. The patriarch transitioned to the path of attachment, where a person engages deeply in worldly life. This is the way of the householder, who fulfills family obligations, social duties, and professional responsibilities with a moral framework. He stated that one does not need to abandon the world to find holiness. By performing these tasks with integrity, one honors the divine order. This path is essential for the stability of society, as it creates a foundation of love and care. Every act of devotion toward one's family and community becomes a form of worship when it is done righteously. Bhishmadeva then introduced the way of the wise, known as detachment. This is the path for those who perform their duties without being bound by the fruits of their actions. It is a profound discipline where one acts for the sake of duty alone, leaving the outcome in the hands of the divine. This mindset frees the heart from the anxiety of gain and the sorrow of loss. By remaining indifferent to personal rewards, the wise individual achieves a state of constant peace. It is the highest form of sacrifice, where the ego is surrendered completely to the truth. The discourse turned to the heavy burden of the crown. Bhishmadeva emphasized that a king's primary duty is the protection of the innocent and the maintenance of justice. This sacred responsibility often requires difficult personal sacrifices, as the king must prioritize the welfare of his subjects above his own happiness. He taught that power is a test of character. A just ruler must be vigilant, fair, and compassionate, serving as the guardian of righteousness. By standing as a wall against tyranny and disorder, the king creates a safe space for his people to flourish in peace and virtue. Charity, he declared, is a pillar of righteous conduct. He explained that true giving must be done with respect and without expectation of praise or future reward. When charity is performed as a silent duty, it cleanses the giver's heart and uplifts the receiver. He cautioned that gifts given with arrogance or a desire for fame do not carry the same spiritual weight. Pure charity is an act of recognition that all wealth is a trust from the divine. By sharing what we have, we acknowledge the interconnectedness of all life and manifest the Lord's love on earth. Bhishmadeva outlined the noble duties of women, highlighting their essential role as the pillars of family ethics and cultural preservation. He described them as the source of virtue and the strength that maintains the home. Through their guidance and wisdom, they shaped the character of future generations. He honored their capacity to nurture, protect, and inspire those around them. Their role is not a limitation, but a position of profound influence. By upholding the integrity of the family, they ensure the survival of wisdom and righteousness, acting as the quiet, steady anchors in the shifting tides of human history. Moving to the path of the devotee, Bhishmadeva stated that total surrender to the Lord is the ultimate act of righteousness. This path transcends all other rituals and complex rules. By dedicating every thought, word, and deed to the divine, the devotee enters a state of perpetual grace. He explained that the Lord is present in the heart, waiting for the soul to turn toward him. Surrender is not a sign of weakness, but the supreme expression of trust and love. When the devotee lets go of the ego, the Lord himself becomes the guide for their entire life. The patriarch drew from the lives of ancient kings and sages, illustrating that every era has tested the virtue of those who uphold the truth. He reminded the king that the struggles he faced were not unique. History is a long chain of souls who chose righteousness over convenience. This perspective gives strength to those who feel isolated in their duty. The examples of the past show that while the path of truth is narrow, it is the only road to glory. By remembering these ancestors, one gains the courage to face modern challenges with the same unwavering spirit. He explained that duty is not reserved for grand occasions, but must be practiced in the smallest daily interactions. Every word spoken, every decision made, and every glance cast is an opportunity to manifest dharma. He urged Yudhishthira to see the ordinary moments as the true testing ground for his character. When righteousness is woven into the fabric of daily life, it becomes a natural way of existing. This creates a lasting impact as small, virtuous actions build upon each other, forming a life of monumental integrity and lasting goodness that inspires everyone who witnesses it. Religious duty begins in the mind, Bhishmadeva taught. One must cultivate purity of thought before one can perform pure actions. He explained that a mind filled with envy, greed, or anger will eventually corrupt even the most well-intended deeds. True righteousness requires the constant monitoring of our internal world. By choosing thoughts of kindness and clarity, we lay the foundation for a righteous life. He encouraged the king to practice mental discipline, as the clarity of the mind directly influences the quality of the kingdom's governance. A pure heart is the true seat of the divine Lord. He warned that without restraining the senses, a person will be tossed by desires. This instability makes it impossible to remain steady on the path of duty. The senses are like wild horses that must be reined in with the help of the intellect. He explained that most failures in life stem from an inability to say no to the fleeting temptations of the world. By exercising self-control, a person gains the freedom to pursue higher goals. This discipline is the hallmark of a true leader, ensuring their decisions are based on wisdom rather than temporary cravings. A key principle he shared was the importance of serving elders. Their blessings and guidance are the fruits of their own life of righteousness. By honoring them, we inherit the wisdom of the ages and gain the support of those who have already navigated the trials of life. He taught that a society which abandons its elders loses its connection to its own heritage. Service to them is not a burden, but a precious privilege. Their prayers act as a shield, providing the spiritual strength needed to face the inevitable complexities and hard choices of leadership. Truth is the highest duty, he concluded, noting that no other obligation can be fulfilled if it contradicts the necessity of honesty. Truth is the bedrock upon which the world rests. When the truth is sacrificed for temporary gain, the entire structure of justice begins to crumble. He warned the king never to abandon the path of truth, regardless of the consequences. While the truth may often be painful or difficult to uphold, it is the only way to remain in the Lord's favor. Truth is the ultimate light that dispels all shadows of doubt and fear. Bhishmadeva reminded the king that all human efforts toward duty are made successful only by the grace and plan of Lord Krishna. He explained that while humans must perform their duties with full effort, the final outcome is always guided by the divine will. This realization is the key to remaining humble in success and resilient in failure. By acknowledging the Lord as the supreme mover, we are freed from the burden of taking too much credit or blame. This partnership with the divine is the source of all real strength and true lasting success. As Bhishmadeva continued his instructions, the sun began its course into the northern hemisphere. This was the auspicious period desired by all mystics who seek to leave the body at their own will. Recognizing that his time was nearing its end, he ceased his speech. He was now freed from all material bondage, having completed his duties to his descendants and the world. He withdrew his mind from all worldly concerns, focusing entirely on the singular truth. His breathing began to slow, and his wide, open eyes remained fixed, preparing to witness the ultimate reality that stood before him in the light. By pure meditation, Bhishmadeva looked upon Lord Krishna and felt all his physical pains vanish. The arrow wounds that had plagued him for days no longer caused him suffering, as his senses were turned inward toward the source of all existence. He prayed to the controller of all living beings while quitting his material body. He invested his thinking, feeling, and willing into the all-powerful Lord, who stood before him in his four-handed, radiant form. His mind became a vessel of absolute devotion, fixing itself on the beauty of the Lord, whose yellow garments glittered like the sun in the dawn. Bhishmadeva merged himself into the Supersoul, becoming silent as his breath finally stopped. The entire assembly stood in silent reverence, like birds at the end of the day. Suddenly, both men and demigods sounded drums in his honor, acknowledging the passing of a great soul. Showers of flowers fell from the sky, covering the battlefield in a carpet of fragrant petals. The royal order commenced demonstrations of respect, recognizing the warrior who had spent his life protecting others. The atmosphere was one of profound peace, as the spirit of the patriarch ascended to the eternal realm of the Lord. After the funeral rituals were performed, King Yudhisthira felt a moment of grief, yet he remained grounded in the knowledge he had received.